Good evening. Happy New Year, everyone. I'm now going to call to order the January 5th, 2021 Special Town Board meeting. This is our organizational meeting. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilman Delarada.
Present.
Councilwoman Jakewith.
Here.
Councilwoman McGraw.
Here.
Councilman McPartlin.
Here.
Supervisor Syed.
Here. All rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of America and to the republic for which it stands,
one nation, under
proud,
God,
indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we're going to head right into our resolutions. We're going to begin with Resolution 2021-1, sponsored by Supervisor Syed. A quick note that we had a last-minute substitution. There were just some errors that need to be corrected. That has been done. If anyone needs to be provided with the revised salary schedule, please let me know now. Otherwise, I trust that everyone has received that and is referring to and voting on that this evening. So with that being said, will the clerk please read?
A resolution adopting salary schedule for non-represented employees for 2021.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Is there any discussion?
Supervisor, can you just walk us through the salary schedule? I know you attempted to get out a memo to the staff today, so I'm not sure. I don't think that got out because some folks didn't get back to you. Can you walk everybody through?
Sure. I would be happy to, and thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So as everyone knows, both watching and present on this meeting tonight, the 2021 budget was an incredibly difficult budget to put together. We were dealing with financial impacts born out of the global pandemic, unfunded state mandates, and couple that with the 2% mandated tax cap. It proved to be a very challenging budget year. So because of that, we had to make many, many difficult decisions. One of those decisions included not including a 2% COLA for next year, which is a cost of living adjustment. And as we do every single year, we have budget meetings. That's how we begin the budget process. We do those meetings with our department heads. And so we had various requests that we heard and appreciated. We tried as best we could to incorporate those requests. Unfortunately, because of how difficult this budget year was, we did not incorporate many of them. The ones that were incorporated, however, were a minimum wage raise to $13.50 per hour. So anyone making less than $13.50 per hour was raised to $13.50 per hour. That is reflected in this salary schedule here. You can see that on pages 3. I'm sorry. So those are our part-time non-represented employees. And those are all reflected. So those changes will be impacting 12 employees. Aside from that, there were step increases that are prescribed by our supervisory and non-supervisory salary schedule. So all of those step increases have been laid out on a salary schedule. Those are all expected. This does not apply to any of our collective bargaining unit members. All of those collective bargaining units have contractually obligated salary increases, so those are completely separate. But just with respect to this schedule right here that we are voting on tonight, again, what is included and also included in the 2021 budget is the raise to the minimum wage of $13.50 per hour, and also the steps as prescribed by the supervisory, non-supervisory salary schedule. So hopefully that answers anyone's questions. If anybody has any further questions, I'd be happy to answer them now. If anyone has any comments, we can hear those comments now as well.
So Supervisor, I know that municipalities are exempt from the minimum wage requirements. Moving forward, does this indicate that all of our seasonal, our summer, will be moved to that same rate?
So that's a good question. Because we are exempt, we really have the choice. It's really up to us. It's up to the town board. I think this is a positive step in the right direction. I think we're following suit with a lot of other municipalities in the area. I think it's a good thing, and that's just my personal opinion. But again, it really comes to it will be a collective decision by the town board. So if we choose to go that route in the future for any of our seasonal employees, I think that would be beneficial. But again, that's something that we can revisit when that time comes.
So we haven't budgeted for that, I guess, to follow up with Denise's question we have many student part-time workers in the summer and stuff like that. You said that you've budgeted for the increases that are here on this schedule, but have we budgeted for this minimum wage increase across the board for our seasonal help?
To my knowledge, we have not. If that is not correct, somebody can correct me, but to my knowledge, we have not budgeted for that. But again, typically when we formulate a budget, we know with certainty that we can budget for our full-time staff, our bargaining unit staff, certain part-time staff, and then we have our seasonal staff that all falls within one bucket. So it's not necessarily tied to FTEs, but it is tied to a number. So if we can work within that number, something that can be accomplished. We don't tie for individuals for seasonal, if that makes sense.
Right. So it's basically, it's not in there. It's not in the budget. So we're but we are sort of setting a precedent with some of these student workers that are on this list at the present time.
And those student workers are, they do our, let me just get this straight here. They tape our town board meetings when they can. That hasn't been happening, as everyone knows, because we've been remote. But again, part-time seasonal, they all fall into one bucket. So it's a monetary bucket. It's not necessarily tied to individuals or FTE equivalents. So, and I'm trying to explain this as best I can. It's not tied to individual people. It's a number bucket. So if that's the decision that we want to go with going forward, if we're setting precedent, as you say, that is something that can be accomplished, but we just have to work within what that figure is.
Can I add something,
Yes.
Madam Supervisor? So basically, the people that the students they are budgeted, they are regular part-time. They are not seasonal.
Okay.
Makes a difference.
Yeah, these students are correct. Did we have any further questions or comments? Okay. All right, seeing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilman Delarada.
Yes.
Councilwoman Jakewith.
Yes.
Councilwoman McGraw.
Aye.
Councilman McPartlin.
Aye.
Supervisor Syed.
Yes,
5 ayes.
and this resolution passes. Next resolution, 2021-2, sponsored by Supervisor Syed. Will the clerk please read?
A resolution authorizing the supervisor and deputy supervisor to transact certain town business.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilman Delarada.
No.
Councilwoman Jakewith.
Yes.
Councilwoman McGraw.
Aye.
Councilman McPartlin.
Aye.
Supervisor Syed.
Yes.
1 no, 4 ayes.
And this resolution passes. Next resolution, 2021-3, sponsored by Supervisor Syed. Will the clerk please read?
A resolution designating banks and trust companies to be a depository for funds.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilman Delarada.
Yes.
Councilwoman Jakewith.
Yes.
Councilwoman McGraw.
Aye.
Councilman McPartlin.
Aye.
Supervisor Syed.
Yes.
5 ayes.
And this resolution passes. Next resolution, 2021-4, sponsored by Supervisor Syed. Will the clerk please read?
A resolution designating the official newspaper.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilman Delarada.
Yes.
Councilwoman Jakewith.
Yes.
Councilwoman McGraw.
Aye.
Councilman McPartlin.
Aye.
Supervisor Syed.
Yes.
5 ayes.
And this resolution passes. Next resolution, 2021-5, sponsored by Supervisor Syed. Will the clerk please read?
A resolution approving a bond for the town officials and employees.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilman Delarada.
Yes.
Councilwoman Jakewith.
Yes.
Councilwoman McGraw.
Aye.
Councilman McPartlin.
Aye.
Supervisor Syed.
Yes.
5 ayes.
And this resolution passes. Next resolution, 2021-6, sponsored by Supervisor Syed. Will the clerk please read?
A resolution establishing the mileage reimbursement rate for employees.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilman Delarada.
Yes.
Councilwoman Jakewith.
Yes.
Councilwoman McGraw.
Aye.
Councilman McPartlin.
Aye.
Supervisor Syed.
Yes.
5 ayes.
And this resolution passes. Next resolution, 2021-7, sponsored by Supervisor Syed. Will the clerk please read?
A resolution appointing a person to the Ethics Board.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilman Delarada.
Yes.
Councilwoman Jakewith.
Yes.
Councilwoman McGraw.
Aye.
Councilman McPartlin.
Aye.
Supervisor Syed.
Yes.
5 ayes.
And this resolution passes. Next resolution, 2021-8, sponsored by Supervisor Syed. Will the clerk please read?
A resolution appointing the chair of the Ethics Board.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Is there any discussion?
I just want to thank Rabbi Cutler for signing up again to be on the ethics board. He's a truly valuable member of this board and the community.
Thank you. Is there any further discussion? I would like to echo those sentiments. Thank you so much, Rabbi Cutler, for serving as chair of the ethics board. Without further ado, will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilman Delarada.
Yes.
Councilwoman Jakewith.
Yes.
Councilwoman McGraw.
Aye.
Councilman McPartlin.
Aye.
Supervisor Syed.
Yes.
5 ayes.
The resolution passes. Next resolution, 2021-9, sponsored by Councilman Bartlin. Will the clerk please read?
A resolution authorizing town firefighters to act as town fire inspectors.
Thank you. Do I have a second? I will second. Are there any comments? Seeing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilman Delarada.
Yes.
Councilwoman Jakewith.
Yes.
Councilwoman McGraw.
Aye.
Councilman McPartlin.
Aye.
Supervisor Syed.
Yes.
5 ayes.
This resolution passes. Next resolution, 2021-10, sponsored by Councilman Delarada. Will the clerk please read?
A resolution appointing persons to the Zoning Board of Appeals.
Thank you. Can I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilman Delarada.
Yes.
Councilwoman Jakewith.
Yes.
Councilwoman McGraw. You're muted.
I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened. I did want to say something about these three individuals. They're people who have served our town exceedingly well. There are three people that I have had the pleasure of putting their names forward in the past, and I continue to support them wholeheartedly. Fred Goodman has been an incredible asset to the community in his role on this board. He's chaired it. He has been an excellent communicator. He always treats the people who come before the board fairly, and really is able to explain very difficult concepts in an easy manner, easy to understand. I think many people know Eric Dolman and his work in the community, and Patrick, their whole family is on board on helping the town of Niskayuna in that family. So Patrick, Eric, and Fred, thank you very much. Thank you, Madam Supervisor. I'm sorry about that. I just cut out.
No, that's okay. Are there any additional comments? Okay, the clerk can continue to call the roll.
Councilwoman McGraw.
Aye.
Councilman McPartlin.
Aye.
Supervisor Syed.
Yes,
5 ayes.
and this resolution passes. Next resolution, 2021-11, sponsored by Councilman Delarada. Will the clerk please read?
A resolution appointing a chair of the Zoning Board of Appeals.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilman Delarada.
Yes.
Councilwoman Jakewith.
Yes.
Councilwoman McGraw.
Aye.
Councilman Partlin.
Aye.
Supervisor Syed.
Yes,
5 ayes.
and this resolution passes. Next resolution, 2021-12, sponsored by Councilman Delarada. Will the clerk please read?
A resolution appointing persons to the Planning Board and Zoning Commission.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Is there any discussion?
I just want to echo Councilwoman McGraw's remarks about these members of our community serving. I myself served on these boards, and it's, volunteer for the most part. And these committees and boards are so important to our town, and we've got many members. We continue on with many of them, but I want to take a moment to echo her remarks and thanking each and every one of them for serving and contributing to our town.
I would like to join my fellow town board members in thanking these folks. I've learned, I'm a new town board member this year, and I've learned a lot by watching this particular board operate. So it's been very helpful to me. And these folks spend a lot of time. There's a lot of knowledge there. They treat everyone with respect as well. And they, really dedicated to their task, which is not easy. So I also would like to join my town board members in thanking them and all community members for serving. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any additional comments?
If John doesn't have anything to say, I'm just going to say I want to thank Mike Scributennis, Daisy Shenfield, and Leslie Gold, who does not miss a single meeting, no matter what it is in town. These are three people who are incredibly dedicated. Mike has been serving for a number of years. He brings an expertise that is known nationally as it relates to affordable housing and other housing issues. Daisy is someone who has come to us through activism, and it's really how it should work. She got engaged because of an issue that happens in town. She got to know a lot of people. She started coming to meetings, and the next thing you know, she asked to be on the planning board. There was an opening, and it truly, the citizen activism and civic leadership at its best. And I can never say enough good things about Leslie Gold. I miss our meetings in person very much because Leslie sits right in front of me, and she has for years. There isn't an issue that she doesn't understand. There isn't an issue that she's not willing to have an opinion on and help us understand. She reads all of our packets before most of the elected officials do, for the most part. If the agenda isn't posted by a certain time, we know because Leslie has told us, and there's just a real commitment to making Niskuna the best community it could possibly be, and by all three of these people, and I want to thank them.
Thank you. Are there any further comments? Okay, seeing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilman Delarada.
Yes.
Councilwoman Jakewith.
Yes.
Councilwoman McGraw.
Aye.
Councilman McPartlin.
Aye.
Supervisor Syed.
Yes,
5 ayes.
and this resolution passes. Next resolution, 2020-13, sponsored by Councilman Delarada. Will the clerk please read?
A resolution appointing the chair of the Planning Board and Zoning Commission.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilman Delarada.
Yes.
Councilwoman Jakewith.
Yes.
Councilwoman McGraw.
Aye.
Councilman McPartlin.
Aye.
Supervisor Syed.
Yes,
5 ayes.
and this resolution passes. Next resolution, 2021-14, sponsored by Councilman Delarada and Councilwoman Jakewith. Will the clerk please read?
A resolution appointing persons to the Tree Council.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Is there any discussion?
Again, very thankful for the service of these community members. They meet monthly. They're very dedicated to the tasks, and we appreciate their service.
Thank you. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilman Delarada.
Yes.
Councilwoman Jakewith.
Yes.
Councilwoman McGraw.
Aye.
Councilman McPartlin.
Aye.
Supervisor Syed.
Yes,
5 ayes.
and this resolution passes. Next resolution, 2021-15, sponsored by Councilman Delarada and Councilwoman Jakewith. Will the clerk please read?
A resolution appointing persons to the Complete Streets Committee and designating the chair.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilman Delarada.
Yes.
Councilwoman Jakewith.
Yes, and again, very thankful for the service of these community members.
Councilwoman McGraw.
Aye.
Councilman McPartlin.
Aye.
Supervisor Syed.
Yes,
5 ayes.
and this resolution passes. Next resolution, 2021-16, sponsored by Councilman Delarada. Will the clerk please read?
A resolution appointing persons to the Conservation Advisory Council and designating the chair.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilman Delarada.
Yes.
Councilwoman Jakewith.
Yes.
Councilwoman McGraw.
Aye.
Councilman McPartlin.
Aye.
Supervisor Syed.
Yes,
5 ayes.
and this resolution passes. Next resolution, 2021-17, sponsored by Councilman Delarada. Will the clerk please read?
A resolution appointing persons to the Historical Committee.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilman Delarada.
Yes.
Councilwoman Jakewith.
Yes.
Councilwoman McGraw.
Aye.
Councilman McPartlin,
Aye.
Supervisor Syed,
Yes,
5 ayes.
and this resolution passes. Next resolution, 2021-18, sponsored by Councilman Delarada and Councilwoman McGraw. Will the clerk please read?
A resolution appointing persons to the Climate Smart Community Task Force.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilman Delarada,
Yes.
Councilwoman Jakewith,
Yes.
Councilwoman McGraw,
Aye.
Councilman McPartlin,
Aye.
Supervisor Syed,
Yes,
5 ayes.
and this resolution passes. Last resolution, 2021-19, sponsored by Councilman Delarada. Will the clerk please read?
A resolution appointing a person to the Architectural Review Board.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Is there any discussion?
Well, as we're getting to the end, again, thank you to everyone from all these committees, all these boards. We can't do it without these folks, and we really, really do appreciate their service to the town.
Thank you, Bill. I actually have a technical correction to this resolution. Stacy's address is incorrect.
Okay.
Just for Michelle, her actual address is 2151 Rankin.
Rankin Road,
Ave.
Ave. Okay, I'll correct that.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right. Is there any further discussion?
No.
And I'd like to echo the sentiments of all of my town board members. I wanted to wait until the end of all of these resolutions, but your commitment to our town can't be underscored. Your time commitment, most of all. We and me and my fellow town board members know just how much time and dedication that our jobs require. But you're all volunteers, and you just do this because you truly care for the town, and you dedicate hours and hours to your committees. And so I am so impressed by all of you and the time and effort that you put into the committees that you serve on. We're so grateful for you. We're so grateful that you continue your commitment, mostly year after year. And we're really blessed to have you on board the town of Niskuna. So with that being said, will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilman Delarada,
Yes.
Councilwoman Jakewith,
Yes.
Councilwoman McGraw,
Aye.
Councilman McPartlin,
Aye.
Supervisor Syed,
Yes,
5 ayes.
and this resolution passes. And now for our appointments. We have appointments by the supervisor. To the position of deputy supervisor, I hereby appoint Stan Faminsky. To the position of confidential secretary to the supervisor, I hereby appoint Brian Backus. For appointments by the receiver of taxes, Diane Piercy hereby appoints deputy receiver of taxes to Lois Mosquito. And appointments by the town clerk, our town clerk Michelle Bartonelli hereby appoints to deputy town clerk / deputy registrar Michelle Mazurik, and to deputy town clerk 2 Michelle Carroll. So with that being said, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Thank you. I will second your motion to adjourn. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? We are now adjourned for this evening. Happy New Year, everybody. Have a
Good night,
wonderful
everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.